What's up, Denver event professionals? Welcome back to another episode of the Denver NACE podcast. I am your host, Jared Judge, violinist and music director of Extreme Strings, and I am joined by our president, President Desiree Kelly, whose term was just renewed for
Woohoo!
another
One
couple
more
years here.
year. One more
One
year.
more year.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So
Con-
after that, I am not. Immediate pass is what I will be. So
Awesome. Well, congratulations. And we are here to recap last night's event. It is Wednesday, December 11th, 2024, and last night was our annual Naughty or Nace event hosted at the Curtis Hotel. So I'm curious,
go.
Des, tell us a little bit about that event. Like, what's kind of the overall concept, Naughty or Nace?
Well, Naughty or Nace is basically, it's been around for a very long time, and it is the end of the year. We are all burnt out party. So there's typically never any education. There's typically not a whole lot of an agenda other than installing the board. And, it is just come, have fun, blow off the year, and dance it out. So that's what we did.
Yeah, and it was a super fun event. I loved it. I identify as an introvert, and I felt like there was stuff for me too. So I guess how do we want to go over this event? Because we've never done one of these post-event recaps.
No,
So
I know. Well, why don't we just start with like what it looked like when we came in. So I'm gonna share my screen and go for a few little pictures, if that's okay with you.
perfect. Sure.
Oh my gosh, Bonnie and Amelia just went all out with like just the fun on this one. And so we've got everybody's names on these cool disco ball glasses. And it was kind of fun because they all look the same too. So having your name on your drink was a good thing. And
Hmm.
it was a fundraiser as well. So we were doing, oh, I can't get my little arrows to the next one. We were doing the disco ball necklaces for a fundraiser, which was kind of a fun little game. I think maybe next time we'll only do one prize because we did four prizes and, four giveaways, and we were just giving and giving and giving that night. So,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. We should probably mention why is there so many disco balls? There was a theme to this event.
Yes, there was. It was disco holiday. And so it was very 70s. It was very swanky. It was very glittery. Some people wore light up things. So it was amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
and some of our members also wore like their best 70s outfit. B
yeah.
Brian Howe of How Eventful wore his best ruffled shirt, which was amazing.
It was like 70s style. So this was our style board. And it was so great. So many wonderful outfits last night because, it's NACE. Everybody loves a good party.
Yeah.
So,
And I see this picture here. This was one of the VIP tables, which I think was
yeah.
a first for our chapter.
Yes, yes. So they had champagne service. They had their own little lounge area. And it was kind of nice because I did see you out in how Eventful's VIP area. Because he's like, I seem like I'm an extrovert, but I need to recess a little bit sometimes when there's a lot going on. We had 85 people last night. It was big. It was big. There you are.
Yep. And yep, so Brian Howe invited me to sit at his table, and on the table, in addition to the champagne, were some lovely 70s props, including those disco glasses that had fake disco ball earrings hanging off. So I was rocking those for most of the night.
That was awesome. And then behind you, this is something I had never seen before, those fans that projected like an image. And Scotty with Interaction Denver brought those to highlight the sponsors.
Yeah, that was really cool because usually, if it's like an educational program, there's a PowerPoint that shows the logos of all
Hmm.
the sponsors. But being
Yeah,
that this was not educational, those like fans were basically projecting a three-dimensional cube with all
yeah,
the sponsor logos on it. It was so cool.
yeah, absolutely. And it was so neat to look at. And it just looked like the logos were floating in midair. Talk about outfits. Jason Gorley. This was fantastic. He said he actually went to a costume shop for his. So
Oh,
here's
that's
our
awesome.
board getting installed, which was awesome.
Hmm.
Um, Maggie Glass wasn't there. We missed her, but I know she just started a new job with InstaWork. And
Oh, cool.
Josh Riggs, not at the immediate past, but a past president, installed all of our officers, which was great.
Yeah, for sure. And Josh Riggs is currently one of the sales managers at the Denver Botanic Gardens, right?
Yes, he sure is. He sure is.
Yeah.
And there's a little cameo of Devin, the photographer.
Hmm.
Photographers never get their pictures actually taken, usually. So, and this was Sam. He plays saxophone, and I started following him on Instagram. He's kind of a cool guy. I'll have to follow up with him. So, and Bonnie, of course, getting down.
Yeah. Bonnie Vidal, our newest director of marketing and communications.
Yes, yes. So she's going to be rocking that here in January. So she's already been doing the emails. So,
Hmm.
and here is my hubby. He decided to wear his Parade of Lights costume. He's going to be wearing on Saturday for Brighton's Parade of Lights with his Cub Scouts from Commerce City.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then there's me at the end of the night. Roll me home. I'm done. Frank's
Oh,
done too.
for sure. And
The
there's
little mascot.
is that the official mascot of Denver NACE?
He is Frank the Moose, the official mascot. Yes,
I
he
didn't
is.
even know
He
we
gets
had a
in.
mascot.
Oh yeah, he gets in all kinds of trouble. All kinds of trouble. And then of course the gift booth from a custom look Murray. So
Mm,
fun. You can get in GIF and in in picture form. So
that's awesome.
yeah. So oh my gosh. So let's talk about what all of the sponsors did.
Hmm.
So of course the Curtis hosted it, and it was the perfect room to have it in. They had all those lights that kind of dangle down. It was amazing. Amazing. All Digital did the photo and video. I saw him taking video of quite a few different things, so I can't wait to see what comes out of that.
Hmm.
Elite, the dance floor. The dance floor. I mean, the DJ, the lighting. Ah, so amazing. So amazing. Um, how'd you like linens, Jared?
Oh, they were so sparkly and sequined. It was
Oh my
awesome.
gosh. Oh my gosh. I was in love with the linens. I was wondering how I get those in my life.
Yeah, and BBJ just had their launch party for their office like
They
last week.
did. They did. They have a new showroom. So I'm excited to go see it. I didn't actually get to go to the party, even though I provided all the desserts. I was just coming back into town from vacation, like the very next day, and it was swamped. I couldn't do it. So,
Sure.
event designed by Scott and Katie. Do you remember what they did?
I don't.
He did the big letters, the NACE letters that were against the wall.
Oh, very cool.
Let's see if I can find them. There they are.
There they are. Jinx.
Those. So yeah, big letters, and I mean he's pretty famous for those, but he also does a lot of lighting. I believe he actually uplit these trees as well. See the little
Okay.
uplights in there, so he did those. All the little things that happen to make your event awesome. And then Allegra Wedding and Event, she provided all of these trees. And so she actually texted us the day before saying, "Hey, does anybody have some time to do some fluffing on some trees? I got 13 of them." And I was like, "Who owns 13 trees, Amelia? Seriously?" But apparently Amelia does. Event rents, lots of rentals, glassware, all of the food, plates and everything. Oh, it was all so cool. Um, whatever word I was trying to say cool and good in the same word. I get ahead of myself sometimes. But like the plates were these rectangles and they had these little handles on them. They were so neat. I was in
Hmm.
love. Custom look, of course, Murray with his photo booth, and I loved his outfit. Oh, his outfit was so good. So good. He had a blue sparkly blazer.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then Interaction Denver with his fans. So awesome. I mean, it takes a village. It really does to do all of this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fans, the sparkly linens, the decor, the lounges. I believe Biscuits and Berries actually sponsored all of the fun little doodads and stuff that were in the booths and what everybody was wearing on their heads and um,
The cups and everything too.
I think NACE bought the cups. I want to say NACE
Okay.
bought the cups. Yeah. So
For
yeah.
sure. And I was talking to I think it was Bonnie about the cups, or maybe it was someone else. They
Uh,
said that to do all of the NACE lettering on the cups, they spent like 3 hours 2 nights ago with a Cricut machine, which is like a die cut thing that can
yes.
cut out shapes and letters.
Oh my
And
gosh.
they were so into it, they wore gloves so that they didn't get their fingerprints on the disco balls. I'm just impressed by that effort.
Wow. I didn't even know that. That's amazing. We did that once. We had the dog party at the dog park, and we wanted bandanas for the dogs. And so I
Mhm.
cut all of the vinyl with my Cricut, and then we had a potluck at my house, and we ironed on all of the vinyl onto the bandanas, and it was actually a lot of fun. So I'm sure they had a blast doing that, and I'm sure alcohol was involved. So,
For sure. That's awesome. I
uh,
mean, these efforts just take, or these events take so much behind the scenes effort that you don't see when you're just attending it, but it makes all the
right.
difference.
Right, absolutely. I mean, even things like pipe and drape behind the dance floor, I'm not sure anybody really noticed it was there, but man, it makes a huge difference. Huge.
Mhm.
And like the light inside the Christmas tree, who thinks of that besides Scott? So yeah, it was pretty impressive. Look, there's light in the Christmas tree and you were sitting right next to it. Did you notice it was there?
I didn't like consciously recognize it, but like subconsciously, it just creates that atmosphere, that feeling that like, wow, this is a really elevated event. Feels very
Yeah,
special.
absolutely. Yeah. And I think all of these disco balls are Amelia's as well. I think she provided all those from her stock. And look at that, vinyl records, and it all came together so nicely. It looked so great. Oh,
And
and
then
here's Dick
there's Dick Steiner doing a card trick
doing a card trick, wowing the ladies. So and oh, there's those rectangle plates. Those were
for
so
sure.
cool. So cool. And these are
Yeah.
the ladies from the Curtis Hotel. So he's always
Okay.
wowing me somehow. I just
Yeah.
loved his outfit. He comes strutting down the hall. He was wearing platform shoes, and he goes, "I can't walk any other way in these shoes." And I was like, "Well, it's very appropriate. It's awesome."
That's
Uh,
awesome.
and I love that they can change the colors on the dance floor too. That was so
Yeah.
fun.
So that's Elite Entertainment's dance floor. And in case people aren't watching this video and they're just hearing it on podcast, we're looking at like an infinity mirror dance floor where it's a grid. So like every other square is opaque with a color, and then the other ones are an infinity mirror that if you look down, it just keeps going and going and going, which is so cool.
Hmm. It is so neat. It is so neat to dance on.
Mhm.
So
There was a competition during this event too, slash fundraiser.
yes, there was. Yes. We decided that we would like to incorporate a little bit of fundraising into every meeting, basically, just to kind of help the chapter do more fun things like buy disco ball drinks. And so we were going to do heads or tails. And we had a few bottles left over from another event that we did. And so then Amelia was like, well, let's make a basket. And then Bonnie was like, let's make four baskets. And because everybody loves stuff, right? And so what we did is we sold disco ball necklaces for $5 a pop, and that gets you a entry into a game called Heads or Tails. And so it was basically just a donation to the chapter, and then you get the chance to play to win for one of these four baskets. And so basically, you would grab your head or you would grab your tail. And I flip the coin and then read off whether it was heads or tails. And if it was heads, you stayed in. If it was tails, you either went out or offered up one of your necklaces. And you, my friend, I think are the best at heads and tails that I've ever seen.
I did go on an impressive run there. I think I guessed correctly 7 times in a row, something like that.
It was very impressive. And we are like, Jared, holy
Yes,
moly, nobody's gonna win against this guy. Go buy a
someone told me
lottery
to
ticket.
exactly. Someone told me go buy a lottery ticket.
It
Yeah,
was
no,
so
this
much fun. And that fundraiser raised $240. So we'll be able to do something fun with that for the next meeting. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, that was so fun. And honestly, like it was very well planned because those necklaces that you're talking about, those were your entry tickets to Heads or Tails, but they also kind of acted as your immunity idol on Survivor. So if you lost, you would have to give up one of your necklaces. And these necklaces had disco balls on the bottom of them. So it was like perfectly in the theme. So
Yeah.
bravo to whoever picked those.
Oh, that was Miss Bonnie. Bonnie, she's just a rock star. So awesome. Oh, it was so much fun. And we got to see so many people that we don't always see. So, like Jules Gray, Rocky Mountain Bridal Show and White Buffalo Photography, we got to see her. And, Brian Howe came out and lots of people we don't normally see on a day-to-day basis. So that was
Yeah.
fun. Just
Emily
kind of,
from Lux Llama Productions.
hmm Yep,
Uh,
yep. So lots of really good people.
Yeah, so this is a great event. I would say it was a smashing success. Would you agree?
I absolutely agree. And I look forward to it for next year.
Yeah, same. And not all of our, like, some of our events are just fun parties where it's great to see people you don't see in a while and just hang out and blow off some steam. But then some of them are more education based. And I think it's great that our chapter has a nice balance of those. So if you want fun and partying, you get that. If you want education and ways to grow your business, you get that too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, and with NACE, we have requirements that we have to do 6 educational programs a year. That means the other 6, we can do whatever we want to do. So, if we want to just get people together and go do like, a community service project, we can do that. If we want to just do a happy hour, we can do that. So, it's all just about getting people together because how are you going to build your relationships with your vendor friends if you don't see them very often? So it's really important to connect with people on, a monthly basis, not just
mhm.
quarterly.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to somebody at Naughty or Nace exactly about that. They said they're not members of NACE yet, but they said they do all these events and typically like they only see other vendors of events at the events that they do. This was their first time like feeling a part of a community of event vendors. And I think that really left an impression on them.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I stopped by Nolia restaurant with Lily Black today to get a gift certificate for an employee. And she was like, "Oh, we are gonna have such a hard time getting all of my desserts done and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Well, what do you need? Let me help you." And I mean, I met Lily through NACE, and had we not had that relationship, I couldn't have helped her out. So
Wow, that's awesome.
yeah.
Well, very cool. Anything else about Naughty or Nace that you feel our listeners should know if they didn't attend?
Oh, it's just the energy there is amazing. The energy in NACE is amazing. I love the community and it makes you feel so good and so jazzed for days. So,
Yeah, for sure. I think we did pretty good at this recap episode. I felt a little bit like Caesar Flickerman, the host of the Hunger Games in the movies, because I don't usually talk about glitz and glamour and stuff, but this was
right.
great.
Awesome. Very cool. Maybe we'll do it again. So,
All right. Sounds good. Well, thanks so much, Des, for sharing your insights and for putting on such a lovely event. We're excited for another year of your leadership.
Yay!
Let's go. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Denver NACE podcast. To find out about our next meeting, which will be in January 2025, please visit our website, which is nacedenver.com, National Association for Catering and Events. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next year.
awesome. Thanks, Jared.
You're welcome.